Alright, Kaya, the free character that you probably talk smack about, but you play him anyways. He's got some class with some sass, and he's usually just a pass. But he's got that ass with that mass, and it's probably hard as brass. And that's the reminder for me to touch grass. So yeah, Kaya. Why Kaya? Well, aside from you guys keep begging for his video, I keep finding myself using this guy over my actually properly built characters more often than I thought. Because for some ungodly reason, he's at Constellation 5. And objectively, Kaya's constellations are actually pretty good. The fact that he's free is probably what makes people underestimate his abilities, but as simple as his abilities are, it's actually really good. So let's go over his elemental abilities. Elemental skill. Uniquely intricate, destructive sneeze. So Kaya says freeze whenever he uses this ability, but we're just gonna call it sneeze because it's funnier that way. And I'm pretty sure the skill is gonna be 10 times more interesting this way. But Jay, Kaya's not boring. Dude, look at the description of this ability. Why do people need a guide for this guy? Elemental burst. Unique ability. Kaya summons 3 unique cryopods that uniquely spins around him. Wow! What a unique ability with such unique mechanics. Surely this is an exclusively unique ability that is only available to this unique character. Jokes aside though, this ability is actually pretty good. Sure, you barely see him on the field half the time, but you gotta admit, it's pretty handy. It only spins around him for 8 seconds, but believe it or not, the duration of this ability is longer than Raiden's burst. What the fuck? And with Constellation 2, it will stay forever if there's numerous enemies to kill. And last time I checked, Floor 9 and Floor 10 is full of these. And sure, the kill count can be a bit of an annoying requirement, but surely there isn't a character that can do what Kai can do without the constellations and the restricted requirement.
Diluc? He was cute as a young lad, but nowadays he just seems to be in a world of his own. Overall, not much fun to hang out with.
Moving on to passive talents. This is what makes Kaya what you would call a self-sufficient unit. Passive 1. Kaya heals off of his attack whenever he sneezes on someone. Passive 2. Kaya regenerates more energy by sneezing on people that are already sick. Wait, that's kind of a dick move. Passive 3. 20% decrease to stamina consumption. Surely, this is unique only to Kaya. Wow, what an interesting scenery. Why are we suddenly zooming into their crop? This video has been brought to you by Manscaped, the global brand for hair removal and for Giga-chans like you and Corey. Manscaped has sent me their Complete Package 4.0, which is an all-in-one package for effectively removing hair from your body. The first thing you'll notice from this package is the Lawnmower 4.0. This is waterproof and cordless, so you can use it in the shower or even while taking a bath, as Corey did. But its main feature is its advanced skin-safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts around your precious body. As well as that, it has a wireless charging system and a travel lock that works with 3 presses, so you can take it anywhere you want. It also lasts for 90 minutes, so it's ideal for traveling, like Corey. Also included in this package is the Crop Preserver and a Crop Reviver. The Crop Preserver is a body deodorant that protects you from all-day body odor. Crop Reviver contains smooth aloe vera to quickly refresh virtually anywhere around your body, like Corey. Furthermore, for a limited time, you'll receive the durable Shed travel bag and the comfortable Manscaped anti-chapping boxer briefs for free when you purchase the Perfect Package 4.0. So hop onto manscaped.com today and get 20% off with free shipping plus 2 free gifts when you use my promo code JHOON at the checkout. Big thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Oh, also, Corey's my cat, and we cut off his balls, so he can't use this.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
Moving on to constellations, the thing that you get unintentionally. Constellation 1, crit rate up against people that are already sick. Constellation 2, unique upgrade for his burst duration with some restrictions. Constellation 3, you sneeze harder? I don't know. Constellation 4, Cryo Shield when Kaya's in trouble. Constellation 5, your cryopod is colder? I don't know. Constellation 6, extra cryopod and 15 energy restored whenever you use your burst. Yeah, these constellations are actually better than Venti's. So now let's look at his artifacts.
Oh, Lisa. You'd better not forget to return your books on time. I made that mistake once and boy was she angry. My arm is still numb from last time.
Your what? For beginners, just get Exiles for energy so you can be consistent with your burst as much as possible in the beginning of the game. End game. For physical builds, you can go for 4-piece Bloodstained if you want, but it has the restrictive requirement of defeating an enemy in order to receive the buff, which is kind of a bummer. You can go for Shimenawas if you want. It buffs everything for your normal attack talent, but it will sap your energy, so don't expect to use your burst, I guess. Then there's the Pale Flame set, which I think isn't bad, but not really necessary. Honestly, just getting a 2-piece Bloodstain and 2-piece Pale Flame is probably just as fine. For cryo builds, I mean, it's pretty clear that you should use the 4-piece Blizzard. There's no argument there. You don't really have to worry too much about the crit rate, and it's pretty amazing with freeze teams. Or you can just grab a 4-piece Noblesse for cryo burst support if you have no one else in your team using the set, but that is probably unlikely. Surely you've never had this predicament with the Noblesse set ever.
I can't believe that some people actually drink grape juice. If they had a little more patience, they would find it ferments into the most exquisite wine. So unromantic.
Ayo, grape juice is good. For primary stats, energy recharge or attack percentage for Hourglass, cryo damage bonus or physical damage bonus for Goblets, and then crit rate or crit damage depending on what you need more. Your Hourglass choice will depend on your weapon, and for substats, crit rate, crit damage, attack, energy recharge, like every other DPS characters. Nothing new here. Now let's go over his weapons. There's a lot of weapons in this game, but I kind of want to only recommend a few, so here we go. For 5 stars, Aquila Favonia. If you're going for physical, this is probably pretty decent choice, especially with your abilities as well. Mist Splitter. I mean, you can, but did you pull for this for Kaeya? Well, in any case, you might need a Chongyun for maximum efficiency for this weapon, since it only gives you stacks only when you use your burst or when your normal attack does elemental damage. Scoured Blade, a pretty great choice for a consistent Kaeya burst, and the ability is pretty fine for Kaeya main DPS potentials. Summit Shaper. You don't have the balls. Moving on to 4 stars. This is just my opinion, or it may even be objectively right, but if you are building a cryo burst support, I mean, Favonia's Blade seems to be the only choice. This solves your energy problems so easily, and for a cryo unit like Kaeya who can take advantage of the 4-piece Blizzard set and its own elemental resonance for extra crit rate, this is probably better than the Scoured Blade. But in case you don't have this sword, I would just say give him the prototype Rancor or the Inazuma sword for some energy recharge stuff. It really depends on your build. Also, prototype Rancor. Physical, free-to-play build. And if you played this game long enough, you might have the Festering Desire. That sword is actually pretty great too. Increases your skill crit rate and skill damage. And it gives you energy recharge with decent base attack. Pretty good. And of course, I'm going to get sued if I don't mention the Harbinger of Dawn. Yeah, if you're confident with your ability to keep his HP above 90%, go ahead. This sword is still pretty decent.
The title of Cavalry Captain is nothing to get excited about. Now that I think about it, the Grandmaster took all the cavalry from Mondstadt, so there's none left for me to captain.
Oh, that's why. Moving on to teams. Honestly, not the biggest fan of Melt for Kaeya, unless you're using him to melt with the Pyro DPS. And Kaeya's burst range is tiny, like his dick. Demons. I said demons. Anyways, back to the subject of Kaeya being a melt support, I would say Hu Tao and his cringy, edgy stepbrother will work just fine. But for them, I honestly prefer Xingqiu, so that's really up to you guys. For Freeze, I think this is the bread and butter for Kaeya. His passives are pretty much screaming at you to use this comp. Like I said, he takes advantage of the sick. You can use Kaeya for freeze comps as a main DPS since he won't shatter. Then for Ayato and Child, Kaeya will be a great burst support for their upfront combat abilities. Finally, for Super Conduct, honestly, anything would be fine. Fischl, Beta with their constant Electro application, or even Shinobu as a Electro applicator and a healer for your team. Sara also works great as a buffer and also the Electro applicator as well, and probably my preferred choice. And then as a support for a physical comp, I wouldn't use Kaeya because I think Rosaria does a better job with that thanks to her constellations, and like I said, Superconduct lasts pretty long, so a consistent cryo application like Kaeya's Burst is probably a bit unnecessary. Not sure what the Geo units will help you with for Kaeya's own damage other than Zhongli's shield and maybe Yunjin's normal attack buff, but Swirl is always a yes for a freeze comp, and obviously Kaza is the best for elemental damage buffing, but the other units are just fine as well, including Sayu. So how do you play Kaeya? Really? Really? There's like this is like what? It's like the simplest character in the game. Well, like I said, I only use him for cryo burst support, and you literally press one button for that, and I'm pretty sure the normal attack builds just normal attack. I don't really see any uniqueness to that in the first place. I guess just remember that Kaya can heal if you do have his passive talent, so I guess use that before his burst when you're going against corrosion, but I mean, it's not really big of a deal. His final slash for his normal attack teleports him like Rosaria's E. Is that a tip? It's just, no, that's a fact. Yeah, there's really nothing much to tell. Kaya is a super easy character to play, and you probably already know how to play him. And unless you're really new to the game, I highly doubt you even need a guide for a simple ass character like Kaya. I mean, surely, right? But all in all, I honestly think Kaya is a great unit. Like, as simple as his kit is, the simplicity of it, and the fact that his cryo application just kind of moves around your active character, just makes him pretty useful for freeze comps. And it's just a handy ability in general. I would honestly give him a try. I mean, I know he's free, and the fact that he's free is probably what turns you off, but his burst is pretty handy. If you're still having trouble with finding the right cryo units, I would honestly give him a try. Well, in any case, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I also have a Discord server, so you guys can join that if you guys like. But other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.